Alright, what's up guys? Merciless Vaughn here, back with another video, and in this video is going to be an ESO video. Surprising, I know, right? But anyway, the Deadlands update for the Elder Scrolls Online just dropped yesterday, which was November 16th. So I'm just going to talk about a few major changes to the game, and I'll also talk about Deadlands. So anyway, let's just go ahead and jump into the video. If you guys enjoy, please leave a like. If you're new to the channel or you've been here for a while, please consider subscribing and help me get the 60 subscribers. I am very, very close. And without wasting any more time, let's just get started. Alright, so the first thing I want to talk about is curated item drops, or drops that you have not earned yet. And what I mean by that is, as you can see here in the collection set items, they pretty much updated this. They just added progress to the items that you get from gear and the different factions, DLC zones, dungeons, DLC dungeons, and every other thing. So basically here you can just, if you're a completionist, you have progress to help you keep track of the things that you have earned, and also shows you what you have not earned yet. But the most important thing is the curated item drops. Basically, the curated item drops is just gear that you have not earned yet. So say for instance, if you're like me, you're still looking for that Inferno Staff of Medusa, or you're still looking for that Burning Spell Weave necklace and Inferno Staff that I have been grinding for years, I now have a higher chance to get those pieces of gear when I collect the loot from City of Ash for the Burning Spell Weave set, or Medusa from Ark's Curidium. Now, every time I complete it and I don't get it, the chances of me getting that piece of gear will increase, and it will increase until I get one of those pieces of gear that I have missing here in the Medusa set. So I'm missing the staves, a sword, and axe. So every time I complete Ark's Curidium, I will have a higher chance of getting one of these pieces of gear that I am missing. And that's the same for all dungeons, trials, and whatnot. Now, I believe this does not work for overland sets, and it does not work for the Undaunted sets. And also chests inside the dungeons. Those are still random. So chests inside the dungeons, overland sets, and the Undaunted chests, I believe those are still random. Those are not curated. But trials and dungeons, those are curated sets. So overall, curated sets, the game just takes into, it looks at your collections, see what you don't have, and it will increase your chances of getting the piece of gear that you do not have. So it's a lot easier to farm for gear now. Also, keep in mind that say you have completed a set in a dungeon, then the loot that you will get will go back to being random. So if you, for example, if you completed this whole set of Medusa, say you finally got the last piece you need from the curated set, then your drops will start being randomized after you have completed a whole set, and that's for all gear sets and trials and dungeons as well. And so the next thing I want to talk about now is the hybrid gear sets. So basically, most sets in the game now have weapon and spell damage. Spell critical and weapon critical were changed to critical chance, and spell penetration and physical penetration were just changed to overall offensive penetration. See if I can find a piece of gear. Well, as you can see here, Juliano's is crit chance, and then weapon and spell damage. And then if I go to like a piece of stamina gear, like Togs in here, critical chance, offensive penetration. So yeah, as you can see here, it's kind of more focused around hybrid builds, like I said, which I think is a pretty cool idea. Well, here, as you can see on the Burning Spell Weave, it still has the maximum magicka. And then if I come here on this Azure Blight medium armor stamina set, it will still have the maximum stamina and stamina recovery. And the same for other pieces of gear like light armor, it will still have the maximum magicka, and if it has magicka recovery on it, it will still have that. But there will be no more weapon or spell critical. It'll be all critical chance and offensive penetration. So it kind of makes changing your gear around a lot more fun. You know, they're kind of, just take away from meta builds. If you want to run some stamina sets on your back bar, if you're a magic DPS, you actually can, because you'll still get the spell damage and whatever effects that you want. So yeah, making builds now with the new hybrid idea will be a lot more fun than what it was previously. You can kind of move away from those meta builds like this False Gods that I have been running ever since I've gotten it. If I want to, I can put this on a stamina character. I'll get the critical chance, the Minor Slayer, and then I'll just get the magicka and movement speed still. If I want to throw this on a stamina character, I could. And same thing if you are a stamina DPS. If you want to put on some magicka gear as a stamina DPS, you can do that too. And so, yeah, that's pretty much it for the new hybrid gear sets. Alright, another great addition in this update is the Armory Station. This is another thing that ESO needed for a very long time, in my opinion. Basically, you can just have different builds on the same character and just swap in between them. If you have a house, your first Armory Station is free. You just go into the Crown store and you can just collect it. I already collected it. As you can see, I have it right here. And basically, this just allows you to have multiple builds on the same character. And so all you need to do is just go into your house, just housing editor, browse, and then put it down wherever you want it. I already did all that, so I'm just going to go ahead and use this. And starting off, it gives you 2 slots, so you can unlock more with crowns. So if you just want to have more builds on the same character, you can just buy more slots with crowns. So just to use it, I guess you just go to the first build. Then you use, this is my first time using it, so I'm just trying to figure out how to use it. So I guess save build, and there it is. Successfully saved build 1. And so these are all the skills that I have here. Shows you the back bar, front bar, champion points, attributes, gear. So it pretty much saved everything. Curse, that's probably the... Yeah, curse is definitely the vampire and werewolf. So if you're a vampire and werewolf, it will save that. Your outfit name, and then your attributes, champion point, skills, and skill points as well. And so yeah, if I wanted to make a healer build, all I would do is just change out the skills and the gear, and I can just save that here. But from the looks of it, it does not save your Munda Stone. So your Munda Stone is something that you will have to switch out whenever you change builds. And then you can also rename the build if you want. Just going to name this build Sorcerer Supreme. And then you can also change the icon. You have plenty of different icons that you can use here, as you can see. I'll just pick a random one. I guess I'll just go with this one. Doesn't matter. All right. And also, if you want, if you go into the crown store, here it is. Armory slots, 1,500 crowns, and then you have the Armory Assistant. It's 5,000 crowns. You just basically summon him if you're in a dungeon or trial, and then you can just freely swap between your saved armor sets using this. And so, yep, that's pretty much the Armory Station. It saves your skills, champion points, attributes, weapons, and armor. It does not save your Munda Stone from the looks of it. So just keep in mind of that when you're changing builds. You will have to change your Munda Stone. All right, and so the next thing I want to talk about are map changes. Really, all they did to the map was you are now able to see sky shards if you are in close proximity of them. So if you move towards this sky shard right here, it gives you a little brief description of where it is. And as you can see, it's just on top of this cliff right here. So you move up here and you can see the sky shard icon there on your little mini map. And then, yep, it's right here. So this is pretty much useful. This is probably more for console players because consoles really don't have access to add-ons like PC players do. So this is something that's really, really easy to use for those sky shard hunts. And so, yeah, and even if you don't pick it up, if you're probably busy doing something else, it will mark it on your map and you can just come back to it later. And now here, as you can see, I'm back in Oregon, and if I go to the location where that sky shard was, which was in the new area Deadlands, it's now marked on my map, and you can see the description of where it is on the right side. So this is a really, really great thing to have for console players now. It makes sky shard hunting easier. All you have to do is just get in the close proximity of it, and then you can pick it up then, or if you're doing something, you can just come back, get close to it, mark it on your map, and just come back to it later. Now, another thing that they added in the map update is kind of like an active event icon. If you can see here, this dark anchor is active, and you can see kind of behind the two flashing swords crossing behind the dark anchor symbol. That pretty much means that that dark anchor is active. So if you want to do this dark anchor, you can just go over here and do it. And as you can see, here's the dark anchor event active right now, and then the event icon saying that it's active is flashing. So those are the two changes that they did to the map. Alright, and last but not least, the things I want to talk about are the new areas on the map. This area Fargrave, and then the Deadlands. And then this is just basically the new social area. You have vendors, you have banks, you have the stable master, your crafting stations over here, guild traders, fighters, and mages guild, and pretty much what you will see in any area really. Alright, and also how you get to the Deadlands, you can just use a way shrine and just teleport there, or you can just come to Fargrave, into the city, and you can just come to this icon right here, and you can just take one of these to teleporters. And here is the new area Deadlands. Here you'll be able to find more sky shards, world bosses, more overland crafted sets, delves, and you know, if you do the story mission, you'll get some story stuff. This area, in my opinion, looks pretty cool. You know, I'm not really big on the design in this game because mostly it's an MMO, but you know, it looks alright to me. The lava flowing in the back. Yeah, it's definitely, it looks good to me. Alright guys, and that's pretty much it. I did not cover everything in this new patch. I just wanted to go over some of the things that the average player just might know, that involving the gear changes, the map updates, and the new area if you have bought the DLC or not. And so yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed, and as usual, until next time.